Hello students. Today's session is also about your function or method. Before getting into today's session, we'll see a glimpse of last session. In last session, we discussed about function or a method, which is a sub-program within a main program which processes data and returns a value. Then we discussed about the syntax of function or method, access specifier, static, return type, method name, formal parameters, and then inside the block we wrote statements, and each terms were discussed in the last session. Next, need of methods or functions. There were 7 points. So first point was they make the function modular, that is divide the program into smaller units. Second point was they make the error detection easier. Next point, it acts like a black box. Next point, it helps reducing code redundancy. Next point, better memory management. Next point, can be easily updated. And the last point, it provides scalability. Next, we discussed about function signature or definition or a header. Function signature or definition or a header was the heading of the function without the block of the function. Examples were public static int add, int x comma y, int y, void sum, etc. Next, we saw functions are divided into two in general, and they are predefined and user defined. And examples were the functions which are in max class, that is an example for predefined, and user defined are the methods or functions we define in the program for our needs. So now we will see how to access a method or a function, which is starting of this session. Accessing a method or a function means calling that method or a function anywhere or any number of times whenever it is needed. So, a function can be non-static as well as static. So, if the function or a method is non-static, then you have to create object to call the functions. And the syntax of creating an object is class name object name is equal to new class name function. This is the syntax for creating an object. Then using that object, if you wanted to call that particular function, then object name dot method name. So this is a way you are going to call a non-static method. Next is, if it is a static method, then accessing or calling can be done without creating object. Then just call the function directly. So just method name. First, we will see the example for static method. So class func static int a is equal to 100 comma b is equal to 200. So here notice that even variables a and b are static, and again static int c, again static variable. Then public static void add, it is a static method and it is to add. So c is equal to a plus b, system dot out dot println, the sum is equal to plus c. Next method, public static void sub, c is equal to a minus b, system dot out dot println, the difference is equal to plus c. Next static method is public static void pro, c is equal to a into b, system dot out dot println, the product is equal to plus c. The next is public static void main, and this public static void main is used whenever you wanted to call all the functions together or only two or three functions. So you just recall in the last class I discussed about a function example. There if you wanted to call add method, then you have to right click and should call the add method separately. Again sub, if you wanted to call sub, then again right click, call the sub method separately. But if you wanted to call all of them together or only two methods or three methods together, then you have to put it inside the main method, and the flow of the function will be from bottom to up. That means the compiler will see the main method first, and whenever it is seeing the main method, what is written first, which is called first, is add method. So the function goes to the add method and that part will get executed, and again it comes back to the main method and next is sub function is called. So again it goes back to the sub function and that portion will get executed. Again it comes back to the main method and pro is being called, so it goes back to the function pro and that part will get executed. Now we will compile and see. Compile, it is compiling, no class compile, no syntax errors. Run the program, right click, and here you can see that void main, even void pro, void add, void main and void sub. If you wanted to call them separately, you can call from here, or and here notice that I'm not creating any object since it is a static method. You can call it directly void main and you can see that the answers are displayed for sum, difference and product since we called add, sub and pro. We will see the example for non-static method calling. Class non-static int a is equal to 100, b is equal to 200. Since it is non-static, no need to mention static variables. Int c public void add, here also add is not static, so static keyword is not used here. C is equal to a plus b, system dot out dot println sum is equal to plus c. Next public void sum, again non-static method. C is equal to a minus b, system dot out dot println difference is equal to plus c. Again a non-static method pro. C is equal to a into b, system dot out dot println product is equal to plus c. Then public void main calling add, sub and pro. Now we will compile and see. Compile, class compile, no syntax errors. Minimize the screen and non-static, right click, and here you have noticed that it is asking to create a method. So click the method, name of the instance, that is it is creating an object, and the name of the instance you can name it here or you can select it, just give OK. And non-static one, static one is a method name. Right click and here you have to select void main and your answer is sum is equal to 300, difference is equal to minus 100 and product is equal to 20,000. So here you can access only the main method by creating the object or instance. Now we will see a modification of non-static method. Here it's the same program I'm showing here, but the difference is public void main I'm not calling in the same class. I will be creating another class and in another class I will be calling this add, sub and pro. So we'll see. So this is your same program, so I'm not repeating it. Public void add, public void sub and public void pro. Only the main method is missing here. I have commented it here so that this will not be executed by the compiler. Minimize, and I have created one more class which is called as non-static main. Then inside that class non-static main, public void main, and I'm calling add function, sub function and pro function. We'll see and compile and see, and here you can see that it is showing an error, cannot find symbol method add. That means this function is not able to detect where is add, where is sub and where is pro. Okay, so that is there is no link between this class as well as that class. So in order to provide a link between this class and that class, you have to create an object, and that is what done here. So non-static was a class name, isn't it? So non-static obj is equal to non-static. So object is created here. Then using this object name is obj, you can even name it as obo or static1 or anything. And using that obj, I'm calling obj dot add, obj dot sub and obj dot pro. So this is a way you are going to call the methods using the object. Create the object first, then call it using that object. Now we will compile and see. Compile, class compile, no syntax errors. Minimize the screen and I'm going to call it. So here it is asking to create an object. So create, then using that void main, and you can see the answer in terminal window. It is difference is equal to 300, sum is equal to 300, difference is equal to minus 100, product is equal to 20,000. Actual and formal parameters. Now you know what is defining a method and what is calling a method. Based on that, parameters are defined into two, that is actual and formal parameters. Formal parameters are the parameters when the method is defined. Example is void add of int a comma int b. You define a method using void public static void add. So here I had given only void add of int a comma int b. So here a as well as b are the formal parameters. Okay, and next is actual parameters. Actual parameters are the parameters when the method is called. That is, we call this add, and when we are calling, the values given will be actual parameters. See the example. Obj dot add, and all the methods should be called using obj as we discussed. So obj dot add of 5 comma 10. So here 5 as well as 10 are the actual parameters. So this 5 will be stored in int a variable, and 10 will be stored in b variable. So a as well as b is receiving the values, actual values, that is 5 and 10. So that is formal parameters. Int a comma int b are formal, and 5 and 10 are actual parameters. This is a small example for parameters. Class parameters: int c, public void add int a comma int b, and here the formal parameters are int a and int b, and c is equal to a plus b, system dot out dot println, the sum is equal to plus c. Now we'll compile and see. Compile, class compile, no syntax errors. Then I have created one more program called as parameters main. Inside that, class parameters main, public static void main, parameters obj is equal to new parameters, and I'm creating an object for the parameters. That is why you can see a line is joined. There is a line here from parameters main to parameters. That means it has been connected with an object. And parameters main obj dot add, I'm calling the add method with the values 10 comma 20. So a will be having a value of 10 and b will be having a value of 20, and that function is to add a and b. So your output should be 10 plus 20, that is equal to 30. We'll see the output. Run the main, void main, and sum is equal to 30. So formal parameters were a and b, and actual parameters were 10 and 20. And if you're running this program parameters where you did not create any object, it will ask for creating an object, and you can create the object here. Then you run the program here, and it will ask for the runtime values. Here also you can give the value 50 and 50 I'm giving, and give OK. Then see the terminal window. Terminal windows here. So you can see that sum is equal to 100. So here also 50 and 50 are the actual values or actual parameters. Now we will see the difference between actual and formal parameters. Actual parameters, the parameters of the method when the method is called, is actual parameters, and they are not preceded by data type. That means like add of 5 comma 10, and here only 5 comma 10 is given, not int 5 or int 10. That is meant by not preceded with the data type. And formal parameters, the parameters of the method when the method is defined, that is formal parameters. And they are preceded by data type. For example, void add of int a comma int b. Here you have noticed that you cannot mention int a comma b. You have to mention it separately, int a comma int b. That is why they are preceded by data type. So that's all for today's session. We discussed about accessing the methods, that is how to access a static method, how to access a non-static method, and what are formal parameters and what are actual parameters and their differences, and how to use it in program. Hope all these things are getting clear to you. Thank you.